Hello, very good afternoon to you. Welcome to your lunchtime news bulletin. Come to you live on MTVsports. I'm Shah Rampati. Let's start off with a look at your headlines. Extensive investigations launched under 3 police teams into the attack launched on UNP MPs in the Mattal and Hambantota areas. Significant reduction in elephant deaths attributes development to the joint activities of the Wildlife Conservation Department and Civil Defence Force. 28 of the 475 passengers and crew on the Sewol ferry have been officially declared dead, hundreds more unaccounted for. Now for those stories in detail, the police say that extensive investigations have been launched under 3 police teams into the attack launched on UNP MPs at the Mattal and Hambantota areas. Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit said that the investigations have been launched following complaints lodged by 4 parliamentarians at the police headquarters in this regard. Investigations are being spearheaded by the DIG of police attached to the Hambantota district. The police media unit says that investigations launched aims to find out whether the guards assigned to provide security for the MPs evaded their responsibilities. A new High Commissioner and 2 ambassadors have been designated by President Mahinda Rajapaksa. The Minister of External Affairs said that Prasad Karyawasam, who was serving as the Indian High Commissioner, has been named as the ambassador designate to the United States. Former External Affairs Ministry Secretary Karunatilaka Amunugama has been named as the ambassador designated to Germany. The External Affairs Ministry added that Professor Sudarshan Senivaratna, the former Director General of the Central Cultural Fund, has been named as the High Commissioner designate to India. Meanwhile, Presidential spokesperson Mohan Samaranayaka said that the former Director General of the Media Centre for National Security, Lakshman Hulugalla, has been appointed as the Deputy High Commissioner for Australia. On to other in international news, cranes that will be used to try to salvage the sunken South Korean ferry arrived today at the accident site as the search for about 270 passengers still missing continues.
The South Korean Coast Guard said it will review the options carefully as the salvage operations may hurt any survivors who may be trapped inside. So far, 28 of the 475 passengers and crew on the Sewol ferry have been officially declared dead and 179 have been rescued. Rescuers were pumping air into the dining hall of the vessel where many of the passengers were expected to be. The government, meanwhile, said yesterday that 3 cranes were being moved to the site as rescuers tried to establish whether there were any survivors on the stricken vessel. Meanwhile, schools in South Korea held an emotional candlelit vigil late last night to pray for their students.
Moving back to local news, the Government Medical Officers Association charges that nurses attached to the Kurunegala Teaching Hospital are not providing labour room equipment to family health workers, putting the patients at risk. The association spokesperson Dr. Naveen Dizoisa said that the director of the hospital has not taken any administrative decision regarding the matter yet.
The children's and maternity ward of the Kurunegala Teaching Hospital is currently facing a huge crisis. This is because the nurses attached to the hospital have hampered the activities of the midwives receiving the equipment required in the labour room. This is viewed as an attempt to chase away the midwives serving at hospitals. The Government Medical Officers Association has been notified of this situation and the problems faced when executing the duties of a midwife. However, no administrative action has been taken by the hospital's director as yet. However, speaking to Newsfirst, director of the Kurunegala Teaching Hospital, Dr. Palita Diapa said that the midwives should work as per the instructions of the chief nurse. However, he said that the midwives are taking steps to maintain a separate logbook without reporting to the chief nurse. Dr. Palita Diapa added that this is illegal and added that the problem at hand cropped up owing to the haphazard decision of the midwives. He further reiterated that no trade union action could be resorted to in respect of the decision taken by the nurses attached to the hospital.
The Department of Wildlife Conservation says that the department had been able to reduce elephant deaths significantly on a year-on-year basis. The director of the Department of Wildlife Conservation, H.D. Ratnaika, says that around 250 elephant deaths are reported per year due to human activities. However, he stated that the department reduced this number significantly to 205 last year. H.D. Ratnaika attributed the reduction of elephant deaths to the steps taken by the Wildlife Conservation Department together with the Civil Defence Force. The Around the World team, who are on a goodwill tour to promote the upcoming World Conference on Youth 2014, which is to be held in May this year, is currently in Netherlands. Newsfirst Rameshwaruga Bandara brings us details on the day's proceedings.
Around the world in 40 days.
A very good morning. The Around the World team is joining you from Valkenburg in the Netherlands. We traveled from The Hague in the Netherlands to Valkenburg last night, following a 2-hour trip by road. We arrived in the Valkenburg area. Now today we are due to meet with youth in the Valkenburg area, several youth federations, and we are also being hosted by the mayor of Valkenburg to discuss how best we could interact with the youth and how best we could exchange ideas on youth incorporation and youth dialogue between the two countries. Following our trip to Valkenburg, we are due to return to The Hague before flying off to Germany. We will have more details on our interactions with the youth of the Valkenburg area as the day progresses. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Rameshwaruga Bandara with Yaswat Kamasari from Valkenburg, Netherlands.
Well, today marks Good Friday. The day is a religious holiday observed primarily by Christians commemorating the crucifixion of Jesus Christ and his death at the Calvary.
Christians believe that the day of Christ's crucifixion was the day of salvation to mankind.
Today is Good Friday. Good Friday is truly an important day for all Christians because on this day we really bring it to memory the great event of Christ's death and resurrection. And it is truly a day that really draws the attention of everyone on the magnanimity of God. The crucifixion and death of Jesus are historical events. They truly happen. Good Friday recalls this historical truth. We have the witness of all the four Gospels, the witness of the early church. The absence of any facts about this can be found in the Gospel.
Peruvio.
Several churches conduct religious observances in lieu of Good Friday today. A special mass was conducted at the St. Anthony's Church in Kochikade, Kodhena this morning to mark Good Friday.
A couple has been taken into custody for using a 15-year-old girl for prostitution. The National Child Protection Authority said that this girl had been used for prostitution for 3 years. It was the girl's mother who had forced her into prostitution in a house in Malabe. However, the girl had notified her aunt about the incident, who subsequently lodged a complaint with the National Child Protection Authority. The NCPS said that the girl was produced before courts and was handed over to the care of the authority.